I'm about to show you the fastest way to build your confidence if you feel powerless in your life. Over the last 6 years, I've helped hundreds of men transform from anxious and ashamed to confident and living the life that they actually want. And I know you're feeling super down, defeated, and out of control, like why am I having these crazy emotional reactions, anxiety, and fear every day? So in this video, I'm about to show you how to go from this negative state to one that's calm and in control. And it all comes down to this concept called self-energizing. And once you understand this, it will allow you to feel optimistic about the future and feel proud when you look in the mirror. I know this works because I went through it too, and this concept completely changed the way I view the world. So that's why I'm sharing it with you today. And before I do, allow me to introduce myself. So I'm Rubin, Naidu, transformational coach and creator of Authenticity Academy. And let's start first by defining what exactly is confidence. Let's get super clear on what it is before we teach you how to rebuild it. So confidence comes from the Latin words con, which means completely or with, and fidere, which means trust. So confidence literally means to completely trust yourself. And I hope that reveals the deeper issue here. It's an issue of self-trust. And therefore, the question that you want to ask yourself is, when in your life did you stop trusting yourself? Because in here, the trust has been broken, or you wouldn't be watching this video. Now, one thing I want to reassure you of, though, is it's not one of those things that you have it or you don't. You look around at all these confident guys and you say, oh, I wish I had what he had. Trust isn't like that. You're not born with it. It's something that you build over time. So I promise you can build it back up. And before I tell you how to do that through self-energizing, I first want to help you understand what causes this broken trust with yourself, because it's one of the biggest misconceptions that I see out there. And the more you understand what breaks the trust, the better you'll be able to rebuild it, but most importantly, maintain that trust. So the reason you've lost trust with yourself, it comes down to one simple thing, and that is incongruency. So you have expectations for yourself. You have expectations for how you want to show up, how you want to conduct yourself, how you want to behave, how you want to speak and act in the world. But for whatever reason, you're unable to meet those expectations. So for example, social anxiety, and I'll use this example because this is one of the main things that we help with in Authenticity Academy. Social anxiety, you want to go and you want to connect with somebody, you want to be flowing in conversation, but when you're in the conversation, you're stuck in your head, you're stuck thinking of what to say next, you cannot be present, you cannot connect like you expected to. Or you want to speak up in a work meeting, you want to bring your ideas forward, but what do? You freeze up. Or you want to handle confrontation, you want to be more assertive and stand up for yourself, but you end up shutting down and people pleasing. So you see, you have this expectation for how you want to be, but you're unable to meet those expectations repeatedly. And when this happens over time, you will eventually lose trust with yourself. And a simple analogy that I can give you to help you really grasp this is, let's say you're making plans with a friend for later on in the week. It's the beginning of the week, and you make these plans for, let's say, Thursday. So you call them up, you text them, you have these plans set. And what happens is you have all of this anticipation for Thursday. Maybe you cancel your gym night for Thursday. You cancel these other plans. Other people wanted to meet up on Thursday. You say no, and you start conforming around this expectation that you have on Thursday. But then Thursday comes around and your friend texts you and he says, hey, sorry, can't make it. I won't be able to make it out. Doesn't give you a good reason. And you might think to yourself, okay, well, that's a one-off. It's a one-off, you know what? Let's try to make plans for the next week. So you make plans again and you set the expectations again. You have all the anticipation. You change and conform your life for these Thursday plans. And again, he says he bails out. He can't make it. Again, no good reason. And then it happens again and again. And after a while, you start to lose trust. You make plans and he says he's going to be there, but you don't believe in what he's saying. His words have lost meaning for you. And I want you to realize the same thing is happening within you. I want to speak up more in a work meeting. Oof, doesn't happen. I want to stand up for myself and be more assertive. Oof, doesn't ever happen. Over and over again. I want to flow more in a conversation. No, stuck in my head thinking of what to say next. Doesn't happen. And so your words have lost meaning inside you. And so how do you resolve this repeated incongruency, this loss of trust that you're feeling on the inside? So you can either lower your expectations or you can raise your standard of actions. Sometimes there's a lot of value in working to lower your expectations. If you're constantly putting pressure on yourself to perform, pressure on yourself to be perfect, you definitely want to work on this side of lowering your expectations, because this has to do with issues of self-worth, but that's a topic for another video. What I can offer you in the meantime is my free guide, 7 Days of Self-Worth, Daily Meditations to Release Shame and Anger at Yourself. You can download it for free in the description. And what it is a daily reading designed to help you connect to your deepest core self so you can release that shame, rebuild that confidence, and connect to your most authentic self so you stop setting those unrealistic expectations and then beat up on yourself when you don't meet them and end that vicious cycle. Again, it's totally free, so make sure you grab that. And so let's get back here and work on raising our standard of action so that we can get that alignment and develop that trust back in ourselves. And in order to raise our standard of action, we have to work on the biggest influence of your actions, the biggest driver of your actions, and that is your feelings and emotions. So we must develop control over our emotions and develop mastery over them. But the problem is, most men, when they try to master their emotions master them. Why? Because what they do, what they perceive as mastery or conquering their emotions is actually them trying to push their emotions away and suppress them. And in the process, when they try to suppress them and push them away, they get amplified and once again, lower that standard of their actions. I remember this feeling all too well, and I want to tell you a story here to really help you understand that suppression is not mastery. So in 2015, I'm sitting at my desk, I'm working this completely unfulfilling job because social anxiety has killed my career. And I'm working on this IT project, and it's a huge project, it's millions of dollars, and then this one morning, all I have to do is go over to my manager and tell him that our software vendor won't be able to fix an issue because this issue was blocking the project. So I gotta go communicate with him, hey, they're not gonna be able to fix it because of XYZ. So what do? My manager at the time, he's a really cool guy, but he had very angry energies, very aggressive, right? He'd go at you, and I was extremely triggered by this energy at the time. I would emotionally shut down, I wouldn't be able to speak to him. And so I gotta go talk to him, and I'm thinking, oh geez, here we go again. I'm gonna go blank, I'm gonna shut down, I'm not gonna know what to say. I knew exactly what to communicate. But in the heat of the moment, I know I'm gonna emotionally shut down. So what do I start doing? I start going into suppression. Okay, I know those breathing techniques from my psychologist. I'm gonna start doing these breathing techniques. Oh, go away, anxiety. Go away. Oh, go away, go away, go away. Add in the affirmations. I can do this. I can speak up for myself. I can articulate myself. Oh, you can feel the energy. Please just go away, feelings. Go away, go away, go away. I take a quick peek. Thank God he's not at his desk. He's not there yet. Breathe. Breathe it away, breathe it away, breathe it away. Is he there? Is he there? Oh, fuck. Fucking guy's at his desk. Shit. Okay. Okay, you can do this. Rubin, you can do this. You can do this. You can do this. I keep saying it. You can do this. You can do this. I keep layering it on top of the feelings. You can do this. Fuck it, let's go do it. So I go up to my manager and I try to communicate to them, hey, the software vendor said this. Right away he goes at it. Why? Why not? Well, I knew the answer. In my head, I'm like, here we go. I'm stuttering. I'm blanking out. Fuck, here we go again. I'll go ask them. He's like, yeah, do that. Because that problem wasn't there before. Why is the problem there now? Why? I said, keep in mind, I know the answer. I know the answer. It's a very clear answer. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to email them back and see what's going on. He's like, yeah, go. And then I do the walk of shame. I'm like, okay, yeah, all right. Walk of shame, like, oh my God, what's wrong with me? What the hell? Like, why always shut down? What the hell is wrong with you? So you see the mistrust here. I set expectations. I just want to go. At that point, my bar was very low. My set of expectations was simply, man, all I want to do is just communicate a few sentences, just communicate clearly, just like everybody else, communicate like a normal person. But again, what happened in the moment? The emotions came up. They started shutting me down, blanking me out, started freezing up. And therefore, my standard of action or my standard of communication wasn't able to meet what I wanted, what I desired for myself. So I tried to master my emotions through the breathing techniques and the affirmations, but the emotions ended up mastering me, right? And why is that? Is because what am I truly trying to push away and suppress? These emotions that are coming up, these butterflies in my stomach, all this fear welling up inside me, is a little boy inside me that grew up in an abusive home, a volatile, raging, physically abusive father. And this little boy was really scared of my manager. He was really triggered by my manager. He would shut down emotionally around my manager. And so what I want you to do is, if you picture your inner child, this little boy, this little kid inside you, and you picture him sitting across from you, and for me, for example, I got this thing to do. I want to go communicate with my manager, and he's feeling really scared, nervous, anxious. He's worried he's going to get yelled at. He's worried he's going to get shamed. If I say to him, go away with that breathing, with the intention. It's not the breathing itself or the affirmations itself. It's the intention underneath. And the intention is to make the anxiety go away. And if he gets that message, does he feel better? No. He feels worse. His feelings get amplified. He feels more sad on the inside. He feels more anxious on the inside when I'm telling him to go away. And so how you start energizing the self is you start energizing the little boy inside you. And how do you know he's activated? Well, he shows up through your bodily sensations. He shows up through the butterflies in your stomach. He shows up as the constriction in your throat. He shows up as the tightening in your chest. And when you focus on these areas, you bring your attention out of your head and you take your intention and you shift your intention from trying to make it go away to embracing it fully by placing your awareness on your body. You're giving him the attention he needs. You are acknowledging what he feels. And then you want to start negotiating with the emotions and scaling it down until you feel that alignment. So instead, it would look like, I can see you're feeling a lot. He's like, what? I'm so used to being pushed away and told, stop being emotional, stop showing weakness. What? Yeah, it is. I am feeling a lot. Yes, it's hard. Yeah, it is hard. Okay, now negotiate. I'm gonna go talk to our manager on our behalf. No, it's too scary. Okay. Negotiate, scale it down. Okay, is it possible that we'll be able to go communicate clearly? I don't think so. Is it possible that maybe we can just go and be a better listener this time? That's possible, yeah. Are you open to this? Are you okay if I just hold your hand? Are you open to just going there and let's just be as present as we can this time? Yeah, I'm open to that. And what you will see is that, remember I said, most people try to push the emotions and push them away, and what happens is their emotions master them. Why? Because you make the little boy feel worse, and what he does is he clings on to you harder. He doesn't trust you. He doesn't trust you, so he takes over. But when you negotiate and you make that agreement within yourself, and you show him that there's another way, that you can lead the way as your authentic self, you energize your adult self, he will trust you and he will let you go. And therefore, the emotions will no longer master you. Why? Because you are the leader inside. So again, suppression is not mastery. You try to suppress and push away your emotions, they will master you. Instead, turn, face, and embrace those emotions, that little boy inside you fully. Welcome him in, and then negotiate with him until he agrees. And when he agrees, he will let go of you. You will energize your adult self. You will energize yourself, energize the self, like I was saying. And when you say you're going to do something, when you expect something, he's not going to take over and lower your standard of action. So when you say you're going to do something, you will do it. And over time, when you do that repeatedly, you will have that unshakable trust and confidence in yourself. And if you want to take this further, then I encourage you to take my free masterclass where I'll walk you through a 3-step process for discovering why, the roots of why you have social anxiety, why you have such an intense fear of confrontation, why you're unable to speak up the way you want to, why you're unable to connect and flow in conversations. And once you discover that why, how to master and heal those emotions, those young parts of you, that little inner child or that little boy inside you, how to heal that so that you can step into that more bold and expressive and more powerful version of yourself. So I want you to watch this video next, okay? Be sure to check that out. And if you found the video helpful, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video, all right? See you soon.